Oh, she said, I was going to this party, but I could. If you, he said, yeah. He said, yeah, come on then. So I took them both to a hotel and dropped them off, and I looked up Futurehead, and their album was rated 5 stars by Rolling Stone, which doesn't mean much, but when I downloaded it in whatever Napster clone I had years later, it was amazing. Energy, hooks, they all sing. They're tight. I would be expecting them to make it, and they clearly did in some ways, but this was 20 years ago, and now rock bands are not popular music anymore. So, good luck to them, Futurehead. Wherever y'all are. They were cooking that year, my goodness. I pulled around to the Sheraton on 6th Street. Some guys get in, and I take them to a different hotel for a party. They were country boys. I asked them who they were. They were the road crew for the drive-by truckers, and I had heard that silly name before, but the tone of reverence in the guy's voice, as well as their watching me for my reaction, I made a point to tell them I would check them out, and I did, and they are great, and that was their prime, 2004, South by Southwest, as far as I know. I got a ride out of the airport, a beautiful woman in black leather pants. She was a Lee Rocker's wife from the Stray Cats, and I remember the importance she projected, telling me that and that Lee was to meet her, and that he had matured out of working with Brian Setzer and was doing serious music now for adults. I admired her dedication to him. She had been a kid like me in his hit-making years. Another ride out of the airport. A couple slender Canadians to a South Austin hotel. I asked them what band they're with. He's the manager of the Tragically Hip, and I had heard of them. We pulled up to join the rest of the group, and sitting on the curb in the sunshine was a curly-haired man in his 20s who radiated complex presence. His face had a look of being astounded by the situation, and I thought, he's either an intense artist in his best years or he's tripping balls on something. But I listened to them, and I loved what they did, and I hear they are the Beatles of Canada and made a string of great records until the fellow died of brain cancer while all of Canada wept. I dropped them off and picked up the manager of Edwyn Collins, who had a hit at the time. I drove them around all night. They called me again and again. I think they're Scottish. At the end of the night, they gave me $100 and told me to stand by. They would call me if they needed me again. But I went home to sleep and don't know if they did, and I hate to let them down because they had been nice. Scottish, yes, but I was able to understand them when they talked, and I liked their song was a hit at the time. I've never met a girl like you before, which is unlikely. I drove King Coffee from the Butthole Surfers around, and he's real nice and a hometown hero. The only one I hadn't met socially before, but easy to talk to and down to earth, while the other guys were affable but chaotic, caustic, and too smart and funny to be able to relax around. I pulled up to the Omni Hotel on 8th Street, and a guy in a suit got in, his tie undone and a few buttons loose on top. He's a young guy, gets in. He's sort of just being there. After I say, "Where can I take you tonight?" he says after a pause, "Oh man, you would know better than me in a lot of ways. Just take me out where the real people are, man. People like you. Just real, good, honest, average American folks. You know what I'm saying? What I mean is, just take me where regular people are." I'm thinking, who doesn't talk like this? Regular people. I say, We're 2 blocks from fucking 6th Street. It's Party Central. I guess some of those people are regular. He says, let's go. So I drive 2 blocks to 6th Street and park. He gets out to get some food truck tacos while I wait, and he spends 10 unhurried minutes talking to the taco man. So if somebody had got in the cab, I would have left him and his tacos there while they were, but eventually he comes back and gets in, wants to drive around for a minute. Talk some more about regular people. And that, from where he's been these days and the situation he's been dealing with, everybody's so phony, you know? His first question to me, I don't answer immediately because how could I? And we get to the Omni and he gets out and pays me through the window and wants to shake my hand awkwardly because I have to stow the dollars while his hand palm down extended. I have to reach through the window and unroll it with my left hand and, sitting behind the wheel, angle my head so my eyes can meet his eyes from under the brim of my black felt hat. And here we are. He just holds on and stares down deep as I can see the soul of the great man. And we're there like for a moment as he aches for the recognition from me, as he looks for signs in my eyes of it dawning on me who I'm talking to. And when I just squint up at him warily, he at last lets go of my hand and fades away, nodding to a bellman who opens the door for him smartly, then who runs to me. I have to roll the window back down. The bellman runs to me, his ridiculous paramilitary toy soldier uniform with its gold roping and trim. Oh my God. Do you know who that is? No, I don't. It's so-and-so, one of the last 3 contestants on The Apprentice. And I said, is that so? He said, yeah, man, he could be the one. I looked at his tip, very regular, and went back to work. I hadn't had a TV for years and wouldn't have watched that dog shit for any reason I could think of, but caught a flag from a punk-looking kid who was agitated and wanted to ride a couple blocks over. $2 even, I say. He opens and steps out, setting his backpack down on the back seat, then says, I'm going to run over there and smash this bottle over that guy's head. Then I'm going to run back here and get in. Now, you take off. By leaving my backpack here now, I reserve this cab, and it's a token I will be back to pay you when we get on the other side of this thing. Do you understand? Yes, I do. You're the boss, I tell him, as he stands and moves away. I grab his backpack and flick it out onto the crowded street and step on the gas, which causes the back door to snap sharply shut, a move I practiced. Glancing at the commotion under the street lights as I took a right on 5th Street, heading east.